Hello, my friend. Thank you for joining me and stretching with me today. I love stretching because it's totally changed my life, the way I look at health, and it's relieved the lower back pain, the knees. I feel more energetic. I feel like I am using more of my muscles. I don't know if I actually am or if it's just like a placebo, but it works for me. So we're going to start. We're going to kind of work from our head to our toes, starting at the top, working through the body, to see if we can get a quick, good stretch. One of the things I would recommend is one of these bands. They make those little flat bands. I use this one. It's just a workout band, but we're gonna use it for some of the hand positions. You could also, if you don't have one of these right now, you could use a towel. I used yesterday when I was shooting my practice video. I used a guitar strap. So anything that's gonna be there for you to create some tension on your shoulders as we're doing these movements. So we're going to start at the back of your mat. If you don't have a mat, that's fine. I'm probably going to get rid of the mat in a little bit anyway, but this is where we would start. You're going to hold on to your band or your towel or your strap or your pull cue if you have one. And you're just going to hold your arms down here. You're going to put a little bit of tension. I'm going to pull this band apart, and I'm holding it there with some tension, and I'm going to slowly rise up over my head. And I'm going to give myself a good stretch back. I'm going to hold it there for a second. Take a deep breath in, exhale, and just kind of bring it down. We're going to do that a couple more times. So we're going to take a deep inhale in as we lift up. And we're going to hold it as we're stretching up here, giving ourselves a nice stretch, trying to lengthen our body, and coming back down, just relaxing on our exhale. And we're going to come up, and when we get to the top this time, we're just going to stop. We're going to give ourselves that first really good stretch, and we're going to try to have our arms as straight as possible. Our feet are going to be just about a hip width apart. And from this position, I want you to just kind of slowly bend over to your right. Give yourself a good stretch. And come back up to center. Now come on over to your left. There you go. Yes, what we're trying to accomplish here is to bring that armpit further away from your hip. So as we go over to the right again, see how long you can make that side of your body, stretching all the way down that side. Taking deep breath in, just relaxing on your exhale. And over to your left one more time. Deep breath in, relaxing on your exhale, and coming forward. Now go ahead and put some space in between your band here. We're going to bend our elbows a little bit, and we're going to just let that band or that towel fall behind our back. Okay, you should be able to move your arms like this. If you can't, either more space in your band or more bend in your elbow. I like a little bit of extra tension on this stretch. It really helps me open up that chest area, the front of the shoulders. We're going to come back down again. We're going to lift back up. We're going to come back down. We're going to lift back up. And we're going to come back down. Move nice and slowly. Don't overstretch. Just kind of warming up here a little bit. We're going to hold it down here for a second. And while you're in this position with your band down lower by your waist, go ahead and slowly roll your neck or your head in a big circle, kind of stretching out that neck. I actually like doing this in this position. It seems like I get a better stretch. I do have regular neck pain. So when I find the tight spot, sometimes I'll just kind of work back and forth there a little bit. Careful not to overextend, not trying to get everything done in one session. Now go ahead and rotate and go the other way, rotating. We're going to just circle that a couple of times, slowly stretching out our neck. Beautiful. Now take your band, and you're going to rotate your wrist so your palms are facing away from you in the back, so they're facing behind me. And I brought in my band a little bit so it's closer here. I'm going to put some space in between my feet. I'm going to put some tension on that band, pulling away. And I'm just going to kind of bend at the knees, and I'm going to fold over, and I'm going to see how far I can lift my arms away from my lower back. Now, my weight is in my heels. It's not really on my toes. I can still move my toes around. I'm seated a little bit back in my stance. I'm really working on stretching the lower back and a little bit of the hamstring, but mainly I'm looking for that place in the lower back where I could really give it some lengthening there and some stretch in that area. Okay, come on back down. Don't forget to breathe. I like to breathe, 3 seconds in, hold it for a couple seconds, and then blow it out slowly and deepen the stretch. So now what we're going to do is come on back up, stand up with me, and now we're going to just same kind of position with our legs. Knees are slightly bent, our weight's back in our heels, my butt is kind of seated. I'm kind of sitting back in my stance, and I'm going to fold over and get myself closer to the ground. Again, I am looking for that area in my lower back that might be tight. And once you get down here, take a deep breath, and then exhale and try to deepen that stretch a little bit. Now slowly kind of wag your tail, or you're going to want to move your hips back and forth a little bit. Just kind of putting a little bit of extra stretch in there. Side to side. Deep breath in. And come on back up. Now we're going to go over again, but this time we're going to walk our hands forward and go into a downward dog position. I'll do it from the side to show you what it looks like. This is a really good stretch for the back of your leg. So take a deep breath, exhale, and come on down. And now slowly walk your hands out in front of you until you're in a downward dog position. When you're in this position, your heels, the goal of this is to try to get your heels to be flat on the floor. So what you do is, as you get here, you may want to lift. Let me show you like this. You may want to lift, if you can't do it all the way like that, you may just want to, that's okay too. Bend your knees a little bit, get up on your toes. But the goal is to kind of stretch out the back of the legs. And once you get down there, go ahead and give yourself a really good push back, moving your upper body closer to your knees. And relax a little bit. One more time, give it a good push back. Really feeling that stretch along the back of your legs and your neck. Your lower back. And you're also working your shoulders a little bit, so that's good. There we go. So from that downward dog position, we're gonna just kind of come on down to our hands and knees, like this, all fours. And we're gonna do what's called the cat-cow. So what I want you to do is you're looking forward, you got your knees about the width of your mat, and your hands are comfortable, there's space in between your fingers, and you're gonna tuck your head, or drop your head, tuck your tailbone, and drive your back up towards the ceiling. You should be feeling this in your stomach. You want to try to push your shoulders away from your head. You don't want any scrunching there. Then relax, drop your belly, look forward, don't forget to breathe. Deep breath in. You're going to drop your head, tuck your tailbone, and drive your back towards the ceiling. Hold it, get a little bit of core work. Now you're going to drop your belly, lift your head, look forward. One more time. Drop your head, tuck your tailbone, and drive that back up towards the ceiling. Hold it for a second and relax. Don't ever overstretch or overwork. You don't want to get hurt. The goal is not to try to get it all done in one session. It's over a period of practice to gain flexibility, lengthen those muscles. The benefits are just unbelievable. So what I want you to do from here is I want you to just kind of let your hips move back over your ankles. And this is kind of like the child's pose. As you're sitting here, relaxed, relaxing your feet, all stretched out. All right. Just kind of take some deep breaths in this position. Make sure your knees are nice and wide. If you're comfortable, you can put your forehead on the mat and just kind of close your eyes. Now come on back up. Now we're going to walk our hands a little bit further forward. And we're going to get back in that child's pose, but we're going to be over to the left side of our mat. Okay, so go ahead and move your hands over to the left side of your mat. Move your hips back over your ankles, on your heels. And I'm feeling this really good on my right side of the body. My hands over towards the left. Feeling it on the right hand side of my body, moving all the way from my hip, all the way up through to where my wrist is. That's a nice long stretch. We're going to go ahead and come back forward. We're going to move over to the right now, and we should be feeling this stretch over on the left side of our body. We're going to push our hips back over our ankles, child's pose, leaning to the right, and we're really stretching out the right side of that body. All right, now come back up to your center and then push yourself back up to all fours. And we're going to go ahead and push our hips back over our heels into the child's pose. One more time. While we're here, just kind of move side to side, right and left, very slowly, just trying to create some movement in that position, almost sitting down on your heels. Your knees are about the width of your mat. You're just kind of getting comfortable in this position. Also, I want you to go ahead and come forward a little bit on your mat, come back up to your all fours, and you want to drop your hips now and kind of lean forward on your hips. We're going to kind of stretch out the top of your quadriceps here. And the inner thigh is getting a good stretch here. Looking forward, pushing up through your arms. And now we're going to lift our hips. And we're going to push back into the child's pose. Take a deep breath. Relax. Deep breath. Relax. Let's do that one more time. Let's move our hips forward. We're going to let them fall right in front. We're going to push up, looking forward, moving our shoulders away from our ears. Looking forward. Probably feels like a little bit of work. That's okay. We're getting a good stretch on our inner thigh, top of our, I can feel this on the top of my quadriceps. We'll come back into the child's pose one more time. Just breathe. Okay, now come on up to all fours again. What I want you to do is you're going to have your knees spaced about as far as your width, the width of your mat, I'm sorry. And then you're going to take your left hand and you're going to place it in the center of your mat. You're going to take your right hand and it's going to be out to the side. And then you're going to slowly turn your body and look to the right. Turn your body, look to the right. You're rotating your torso. You're feeling the work in your lower back. Now come back down. Place your right hand where your left hand was, right in the center of the mat. You're going to put your left arm out, and you're going to slowly rotate your torso and look towards the left of the room. Take a deep breath in. See if you can just let that arm drop back a little bit more. Get as much of a stretch as you can. You can do it. Feel the work you're putting in. You're doing a great job. Come on back down. This time, we're going to put our left hand in the center, and again, we're going to extend our right arm. We're going to slowly rotate up, looking to the left side or the right side of the room, really feeling that stretch. But now, I want you to see if you can drop your shoulder back more, turn your head, and look up towards your right hand. Take some deep breaths in, feel the stretch. Whew. Come on back down. We're going to do the same thing on the left side, and then we'll be done with the hard work. We'll extend that, put the right hand in the center, extend the left arm out, turn, look at the wall. Now, in this position, you're going to try to get your shoulder to fall back even a little bit more. Turn your head, look up. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, do it. If you can, if not, that's fine too. Don't overwork. If any position hurts you, then it's not meant for you. There should be some work involved, but never any serious pain. Take a deep breath in. Come on back down. Fall back into the child's pose with your sitting on your heels, your arms out in front of you, feeling pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to kind of spin around and sit on our mats. I'll be like this. And we're just going to kind of sit up here with our feet flat. And we're just going to lay down a little bit. Take a break. We're taking deep breaths in. We want to scoot our heels as close as our butt as we possibly can. And we're going to do some hip raise type stuff. What I want you to do is you have your hands flat next to your waist. Your palms are facing down. You're taking deep breaths, nice and controlled. Take a deep breath. Now, on this next deep breath, I want you to push into your heels, lift your hips up as far as it'll go. Deep breath in. Now push, lift your hips up. Try to roll all the way onto your shoulder if you can. See how high you can get those hips. Put a lot of work in there. You should feel this in your glutes. I'm feeling it all in my legs, my hamstrings, my quadriceps. Really pushing up. Now slowly roll your back down, making sure to hit every single vertebrae going down. And as you get closer to the bottom, try to keep your hips tucked or your tailbone tucked, and try to roll softly down. And once you get down to the bottom, take a breath, drive your hips back up, all the way up. See how high you can get up to your shoulders. Now once you're on your shoulders and your hips are lifted high, go ahead and take your arms and roll them facing the back of the room, trying to lengthen that. Now roll down nice and slowly, trying to get each vertebrae as you're coming back down. And once you hit your tailbone, bring your arms forward and relax. Now we want to come up. First, what we should do is get your feet in, put your legs together in the center, and you want to let your knees open up and have the balls of your feet touching each other. And we're going to start working our hips and groin area. We're just kind of relaxing, still laying on our back, letting our knees fall out to the side. Take a deep breath. Let's close those legs. Pull your knees into your chest. I'm going to have you rock back and forth and roll yourself up back to that seated position. Let's go ahead and we're going to put the palms of our feet together again like this. And it's okay if you have to manipulate yourself to get into the pose. I have to do that on just about every one. So I got my feet together. I just got my knees. Just trying to create some space in my groin area that'll help with some of the other twists we'll be doing. Kind of like this. I don't remember what I had planned for this, but we'll think of something. Okay, so I want you to leave your left foot where it is, and I want you to take your right leg and put it out to the side. So I'm tucking my left leg, my left foot into my my right inner thigh, kind of like that. Now I'm just going to kind of lean over the front. Now this is where we start working our hips, the outside of our hips. You shouldn't feel pain in the knee. The position is to create an angle for this part of your body, not this part. We're not trying to stretch out how far the bottom of our leg can come from the top of our leg. We're trying to move our whole leg down. Okay, like that. That's what we're stretching, right? In the back here. Give yourself some more flexibility in that side. I really feel this stretch. Okay, we're forward now. Take some deep breaths. Breathe. Now move your hands to where your right leg is, so you're looking down as straight as possible on your knees. Wherever you can get your hands, where one hand is on the other side of your legs, that's fine. I like to wrap mine around my calves. And then we're going to look at the knee, straighten the leg, relax all our muscles, and we're just going to kind of fall over that right knee. You know, our left leg is just relaxing, it's staying neutral. Our body is turned and facing our right leg. And we're just kind of letting the weight of our upper body fall over it. And I'm really feeling this in my lower back, all around my left leg. Okay, now take your left leg and put it out like your right leg is. And you're going to bounce that left leg around a little bit, get a little bit of blood flowing in there. Now walk your hands forward. And just kind of let your body fall. You should feel this in your hamstrings, maybe a little bit in your groin, lower back. You're just going to relax here, leaning forward in between your legs like this. Getting rid of any negativity. It's always a good idea to kind of travel through your body and look for what you may be tensing up as you stretch. I find myself as I'm stretching noticing that I'm flexing my ankle. So it's good to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Make sure you're not grinding your teeth. Just going to breathe and be comfortable in this position for a second. One more breath. Now come on back up. Now you're going to take your right leg. You're going to fold it in. So your right ball of your foot is in your left inner thigh. And you're just going to kind of lean forward in that position. Remember, we're not trying to twist the knee. The movement is for the hip, not for the knee. So if you have to change positions, if you have to move this forward, if you can't do a stretch, don't do it. Relax. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Try to deepen that stretch a little bit. Oh, I love that. Deep breath in. Now we're going to walk our hands over to the left with our foot in the same position. We're going to put one hand on each side of our left leg, wrap it around, and we're going to be facing, we've turned our torso, so we're kind of facing our left leg and our right knee, and we're just going to kind of fold over that. Again, this is for this work really works my hip, feeling it in my back. Taking some deep breaths. When I exhale, try to get a little bit deeper on that stretch. Try to just go a little bit more. When I exhale, I'm creating space inside my body. When I'm exhaling, I'm focusing on trying to deepen the stretch. Exhale, create space. Exhale and Did I say exhale the first time? Inhale, create space. Exhale, deepening the stretch. Good, now we'll walk forward one more time. Relax. All right, now let's put that right leg back out. So we got both our legs back out again. We're going to bounce it a little bit just to get some blood flowing back in there. Got a little tight. We're going to just walk our hands forward. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. See if you can deepen. Oh yeah, that feels good. Come on back up. So what we're going to do is we'll bring our legs back in. We're going to bring our knees together as close as possible in the seated position here. And what I want to do is I want to get into a twist for your lower back that is really good. So you're going to lay on your back with your legs in this position. And what you're going to do is you're going to lift your feet so they're a little bit higher than your knees. Can you see that? I'm going to do this on this side. Okay, I got my arms out to my side here. And I'm just going to let myself in this position, I'm going to let my knees fall all the way over and rest on the floor. And you see my shoulder popped up. We're going to start trying to get that shoulder to come down. I normally put my left hand on my knee. Let me turn this off. Sorry. Okay. We're going to let those fall over. I got my arm out. I'm resting my left hand on my right knee. And it's just kind of holding it down. I have a hard time keeping my legs just rested. You could straighten your right leg a little bit, whatever's comfortable. But you don't want a lot of tensing and a lot of work to be going in that right leg. And you're going to turn and look at your right hand. So you're kind of stretched out away from the side your legs are on. And you're looking at your right hand. Now take deep breaths in, creating space, and try to deepen that stretch every time you exhale. Take a deep breath in, creating space. Exhale and deepen the stretch. One more. Big breath in, creating space. Exhale and deepening that stretch. Now I am really feeling this on the lower side of my back. It just feels so good when you're done stretching. I've heard a little pop every now and then. It's like you're giving, by stretching, you're giving your body permission to just loosen up and relax. It brings me a lot of peace. Okay, slowly bring your right leg back in. Bring your left leg with it. Okay, get in the same position. Your knees are up, kind of 90 degrees, perpendicular to the ground. Your toes are a little bit above your knees. And you're going to put your arms out to the side. And you're going to let those legs fall all the way over to the right side. You're going to extend your left arm out. Turn your head. Look at your left hand. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take deep breaths in. Exhale. Try to deepen that rotation just a little bit. Deep breath in. Exhale, try to deepen that rotation. Big breath in. Exhale, try to deepen that rotation. Excellent. Let's come on back up to center. We'll get our legs in that same position. Go ahead and extend your legs straight out. Throw your arms over your head. Try to be as long as you can, reaching up above your head reaching down through your toes. Deep breath. Try to get it to where your lower back actually comes off the ground. You've created some space because you're so stretched out. Just laying here straight. Take a deep breath in. Relax on your exhale. Now in this position, I want you to bring your feet back up. You're gonna, with your bottom of your feet on your mat, you're gonna widen them to the side of your mat or the width of your mat. And in this position, just let your legs fall over to one side. I'm using the left side, but you probably see the right side on the video. Now you should really feel this on the top of your quadricep. I feel this on my quadricep, on my right leg. I feel it in my hip there. I feel it in the front portion of my lower stomach, my right arm, with the legs over like this and my arms extended, reaching up. I'm really creating a lot of space there. Feel it in my lower back. I love this stretch. Come on back up. Remember, you got both your feet flat on the ground. Your legs are about, those feet are about mat width apart. Now we're going to let them fall to the other side. Our arms are still raised over our head. We're letting them fall over. And we're really reaching up. We can really feel that stretch from our quadricep to our hip. I feel it in my lower ab. I feel it in my lower back a little bit on my left side. Just the entire left side. Hold it. Now come on back up. Bring your knees in. Wrap your arms around your knees. And just kind of rock side to side. Now roll yourself back up. And that'll do it for this video. Thanks. Bye.